Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So this is absolutely um, one majorly confused market. So the question that we should be asking ourselves is, are we in a bigger range? So let's just have a look at the weekly quickly. You can see we've got a big engulfing bar on the weekly that formed, and now what we have is a bit of a what could be a pin bar forming at the moment, a range bar, but we do have potential for structure, which is going to indicate a reversal. So just keep that in the back of your mind. And if you look at the 8 hour, most of the week has been up and down, up and down, up and down. And then we've got this massive engulfing bar yesterday, and then with a bit of rejection higher up. I'm pretty reluctant at the moment to pick something. I think, let me just put another level in here. That would be the most logical area for a short. So somewhere between 106.455 and 106.287. If we drop to the hour, you'll see what I mean. I mean, we spent most of the week ranging, and now we've broken the range. So could be a case of pullback onto structure. We've got a crossover here. We're above the 155. So this is a fairly interesting setup at the moment because conflicting setups on the 8 hour and on the hour. So looking at the hour and looking at my oscillators, looking at the level, this is an area to buy into. V reversals are rare, and it is technically a range break. So what we're looking for is a setup somewhere in this zone, and you could go as far as down to there, to be honest. So something between 104.700 and 105.075, looking for price to come back into the structure, then looking for an opportunity to buy, and we are targeting this zone here. In actual fact, let's just make it a bit bigger because we've got a bit of structure on the hour here. So we're targeting 106.118 and 106.455. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would give us a pretty solid weekly pin bar if we get back into this area and we close in that area. That's going to be a very interesting setup because that gives me a potential reversal, which would mean dollar weakness just coming in. Anyway, moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, pretty much the same setup here. You can see massive moves to the downside. We did close a gap, plummeted through there, didn't quite get to this area. Look at my oscillators though, they've eased off quite nicely on the 8 hour, which is setting up for another long. However, the hour is a complete different story, and it is setting up for a move to the downside, and we've got a range bar here. So yeah, I think for this one I'm sit on hands. We're back in this inside this mess here. So I think what you're looking at here is that's the range. This a little bit, just take it to there. That is our range. We've got another range bar that formed here on the hour. Oscillators group to the upside, indicating a potential move to the downside. We've got crossover the moving averages, which is indicating potential move back the upside, and the 8 hours indicating a move to the upside. So way too many conflicting setups here. So that is a sit on hands for me while we struggle to figure out whether we're going to stay or leave the range. Moving on to British pound, Japanese yen, another really difficult one yesterday. Extreme volatility here. We've got a pin bar off quite a bit of structure here. So that is the area that we're paying attention to, which was 161823. And you can see we've sort of accelerated off that. So my view at the moment, this is a retest of the 155. It is a potential trend to the upside that it's brewing. Again, a range bar has formed this morning, really big range bar, and until I figure out what the noise is all about, I think this is another one which we will just sit in the sides and wait. This area here does interest me though, and that's 163,688. So if we do get a decent bit of structure, price actions and structure on this area, I would be looking for a move back to test this area again at 165,233. But at the moment, it could be a trend reversal from this little downtrend that we've been had, but it is sideways for all intents and purposes at the moment. So I think I'm sit on hands there for that one. And Euro, British pound, we had some lovely structure breaks here yesterday, and that failed as usual. 0.85950. And you can see we broke above it, came back, looked like we are going to find support, then plummeted below it. So we're back in this range as far as I'm concerned, and while we're in the range, I am a clear procrastinator sitting on my hands. So look at this rejection here though. So massive rejection yesterday off this area, let's just call it that, 0.85950, and look at my oscillators here. So this is brewing for another leg down, and I would expect whatever stroke, we've got a bit of structure here, but if we just get a bit higher, you can have a 300 point stop loss for a 800 point gain. I suspect we're going to come visit the bottom of the range here today. So there is a bit of a move here. So if we just get to the 15-minute, there's just no clear structure. So that's the clearest resistance area there, which we haven't quite got to. So that's kind of what we'd be waiting for. I think pay attention to this area. If we do reject it, and that's two misses, they have missed that. I wouldn't call that a hit. So looking for a third one, but that also sets a flat top triangle up. So you'd want to wait for the trend line break before you even start playing that move, because you can see there's a triangle forming there. So you'd want to see it drop below the bottom here. Yeah, London breakout yesterday would have been a horrendous affair as well. But I think that's one thing that I'd be looking at. What London breakout, first 7-hour bars, if we drop below the low of the morning, which is currently there, that would break the trend line. It's going to give you a pretty wide stop loss though. Well, 340 odd point stop loss, which is not too bad. And you should get at least 340, 400, and then 600 or 650 points gain to the downside. But I think that's kind of what is brewing at the moment. This is a retest of a break to the downside and potential trend reversal. So it was an uptrend, and now we get pretty chaotic around trend reversals, which is what's happening. Now we're coming up to test the moving averages for a move to the downside. So I think that's the only one that I'm looking at the moment would be Euro, British pound. A nice little short scalp here brewing. Anyway, that's my view today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you next week. Cheers for now.